Welcome to the Worldwise Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, and this podcast is your guide to building a truly borderless life. From entrepreneurship, investment migration, tax optimization, and everything in between, this show highlights the nuances of a global citizen lifestyle. Let's dive in. Paraguay is a country in Latin America that we do a lot of work in for clients because it is one of the few territorial tax systems in Latin America. In today's video, we're going to be talking specific to Uruguayan citizens and how, if you are a citizen of Uruguay, you are able to fast track your residency in Paraguay. Now, before diving in, if you are not an Uruguayan, there are many videos on this channel talking about how you can still obtain your Paraguay residence. All we need on your end are a few simple documentations from your home country, and with that, we can start the process and compile everything else needed by our team on the ground in Paraguay. And we now offer the standard 2 trip, but also 1 trip to obtain both the residency and cedula, which is then mailed to you. So you only have to set foot once in Paraguay for a few days for the entire process to be completed. If you are Uruguayan and you have your cedula and your passport, you can get immediate PR in Paraguay. There is no investment or business startup needed in the country. You are able to skip the 2-year time frame for temporary residence and get immediate permanent residence in Paraguay, similar to in Uruguay, how residents get immediate PR. But the process in Paraguay is much faster at around anywhere from 3 to 5 months, depending on wait times. Now, it is important to note that your documentation needs to have been valid for the past 3 years. So either your cedula, your passport, or both need to have been valid for the last 3 years, or you have expired passports or cedula cards that expand past 3 years. If you have obtained your residency, your cedula, or your passport in 3 years or less time, we can go ahead with the process, but we can't always verify it is going to be approved by Paraguayan migrations. Or we typically just recommend for clients to wait until 3 years has elapsed and then we can start the process. Now, there is not much documentation needed in order for the Paraguay residency process specific for Uruguayans, but you do need your Uruguayan birth certificate and your Uruguayan national background check, of course, based from an apostilled in Uruguay, which we actually do help with. We have a full service to assist getting both the background check, even if you have not lived in Uruguay, you do still need this, and the birth certificate, even if a birth certificate has never been issued to you, we can still assist with this along with the apostille. So you're able to simply show up in Paraguay with your cedula, with your passport, get the process underway in a few days' time, and then obtain your residency a few months later. So if you're watching this and you are not Uruguayan or an Uruguayan national, you do still have currently a very straightforward pathway to residency in Paraguay, requiring slightly more documentation that you'll need to compile and apostille in your home country, but it is still a very straightforward process. The process we typically see in Paraguay for residency changing every 2 to 3 years. So we always recommend while it is available now and there is no investment if you're looking to get the temporary residence, to get it underway now. In 2 years, you can transition it over to permanent residence with little to no stay requirements. And from there, you are able to open banking options in Paraguay, of course, start businesses, purchase property, all things that you can do as a foreigner. But having residency in a territorial tax system in Latin America can be very beneficial for the right individual.